Still talking about negative viral videos that are making the rounds on social media. A video made by two young Nigerians that claim to be skit makers have been making the rounds on social media. The two Nigerians, known as Simigo and Ezebueze, made a disturbing video where one of the comedians played the role of a landlord and also a pedophile who was sexually attracted to a two-year-old girl. In the disturbing video, the girl was seen exiting her father's apartment and the landlord lured her with a drink and took her to his room. The father then emerges from his room, noticing that his daughter is missing, and goes outside to meet the landlord, only to discover that his daughter's underwear is outside his landlord's room and the girl can be heard crying. As a result, the video elicited a flurry of reactions from some Nigerians who described the video as offensive and demanded that the video be taken down and the two skit makers, should be arrested by the police. As at the last time that we checked, the videos were still up, had not yet been pulled down. What they did was to put up an apology video, said they were sorry, they did not have the intention of offending people and that they're just skit makers. However, they still did not pull down the video. What does that say about them, Joe?
I think when I came across this story, first off, I'm going to say this. If you're a skit maker, you're a comedian, you just want to create videos to satisfy people who come to your page, you want to entertain them, be careful, run away from very, very dangerous subject matters. Pedophilia, rape, also brandishing women as sex objects. But that third one continues to make me worry when I see the ladies who act in these skits and openly agree to do those things. So I therefore leave that to them because they have to make their own choices. Regardless of how much they're going to pay you and you agree to do that, it means that you are also agreeing to be part of that subject matter. However, for this particular case, Olive, I was bitter, and I was bitter because same yesterday we had talked about pedophilia and how it is starting to become a trend where people want to accept. If you have a child, these boys, I don't think they even understand what they've done. They've done something that's so grave. And instead of the police officer beating that young man on that street, this is who you should go and arrest. This is the person you should take into custody and say, sit down. Do you understand the level of what you've done? Watch this video. Now, these are the cases. This is what you've done. We also talked about a young man who came, a young lady who did a video and said, I'm sorry, I said you raped me. People need to understand that whatever you see on social media, they've taken that video down, but I bet you that video is on the internet.
In fact, the story of that lady is a conversation for another day. But the story of these two young men who are touting themselves as comedians is disturbing on a number of levels, Joe. One is that they don't understand the impact of what they have done and how it is promoting pedophilia. Two is because that video is going to be a trigger point for a lot of women who were abused. We have, according to statistics, 1 in 3 women have been abused at some point in their life, and for some of them, they were abused by close relatives, or by landlords or somebody in their life whilst they were children. When you discuss with women, some of us then have these stories when we sit amongst ourselves. You hear women share, when I was 5 or when I was 6, this happened. So you're triggering women. In fact, I did see a post or a comment on Diary of a Nigerian Girl's page where somebody shared her story saying she cried when she saw that video because she had been abused as a young person. Now, the third angle to this conversation is it makes me worry that we're bringing a generation of young people who are so engrossed in social media, who will do anything for clout, who would rather sacrifice their morals, who would sacrifice anything and everything, sacrifice their sense, really, just because they want likes and they want followers. And I think the final disturbing angle to this for me would be the fact that if nothing is done, it would show to me, or it would send a message that we're a society where you can do anything and get away with it, where there are no consequences for wrongful actions, and we're setting a precedent because then it becomes the norm. People start to do a lot of nonsense and get away with it.
All of your learned colleagues, so I'm going to ask, in this situation, a situation like this, are the lawyers allowed to jump in?
Oh yes, absolutely. So there have been lawyers that have started. I think I would also applaud. I did see on Instagram a page called Barrister Street. They said they're following up with this case as well. So there are lawyers that are already having conversations about this. I'm hoping that bodies like the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team, these are some of the conversations that they have to jump in on. Arrests need to be made.
Are they based in Lagos, by the way?
Oh yes, they are. The men Oh, I'm not quite sure.
I don't think so. But wherever they are,
Yes.
I mean, you do have security everywhere. You
I
do
have sexual violence response teams
exactly,
in different
everywhere.
states in Nigeria. So this is just a reminder to let us know that pedophilia, rape, and sexual assault are not conversations to be joked about. They are not funny in any way, shape, or form. So please keep your skits away from these sensitive conversations. And I hope that these young men pull down this video and made to, the apology is not enough. They pull down this video and they dance to the tune of the song that they've sang.